number on the scale starts going up during your pregnancy is a completely normal physiological response of your body. And there's lots of things happening. The scale is reflecting the extra blood, the extra fluid, a completely new organ called the placenta, the baby that's growing, your uterine growth, your breast change, and all the metabolic adaptations to help survive the pregnancy. Now let's talk about why does this weight gain have to happen? What's the science behind it? So I'm going to talk about these amazing hormones that change and fluctuate during pregnancy. I want to talk about 5 important hormones that drive majority of the changing throughout our pregnancies. One of the first hormones that changes is the HCG, or the human chorionic gonadotropin. That's a mouthful. But it is one of the most important hormones that starts the pregnancy. So it's the one that alerts to the whole of the body saying, I'm pregnant, let's keep this pregnancy. It's much higher at the beginning of the pregnancy until week 8. It is one of the main reasons of nausea at the beginning of the pregnancy as well. The other important hormone is the progesterone. Now, progesterone levels rise all the time throughout the whole of pregnancy. Progesterone is really important to help sustain the pregnancy, and it does help relax all of the muscles as well. That's why it brings us the symptoms of bloating, of constipation, and all of that too. And it helps the uterus start expanding. So the uterus comes up and helps the baby growing have enough space. The other important thing that progesterone does is helps put down some fat reserves throughout your body to make sure that you've got enough energy throughout the pregnancy and after labor when the baby's born. The third really important hormone is the estrogen. Again, estrogen is super important to help maintain the pregnancy. It helps with all of that extra blood flow and circulation. It helps with your body retaining the fluid so that it can give all of the liquids and fluids needed for the baby to keep happy. And the other important thing that it does, it helps the breast develop the milk ducts, and it just will carry on increasing throughout your whole pregnancy. The third one is called the human placental lactogen, so the HPL. This hormone is made by the placenta. Placenta by itself is really fascinating. It's a brand new organ that just gets made specifically to help the baby have a constant supply of energy from glucose, from oxygen, from everything. So it gives that sustained amount of energy all the time to the baby. And the placenta creates this hormone. What this hormone does is makes the mother's body more resistant to insulin, so that mother's body creates more glucose available so that the placenta can use it for the baby. And the last one is the relaxin hormone. So relaxin hormone, by its name, does exactly that. It helps all of the joints and the muscles relax. That's where the pregnancy butterfingers happen. In my own experience, I've had so many pins just drop out of my fingers, mostly because of this relaxin hormone. So it makes all of the joints be able to move and maneuver to get ready for the labor. The reason that I'm talking about all of these hormones is to understand there is this carefully orchestrated set of hormone and physiological changes that will help the weight gain. The other important dramatic changes that happen during pregnancy is the blood volume and the cardiovascular changes. It's really interesting. Your body creates around 1.5 liters extra blood throughout your pregnancy. Your heart is pumping about 30 to 50% more blood per minute when you're pregnant than not, okay? And your body is creating so much blood cells to carry the more oxygen. By itself, this extra blood production is at least 1.5 to 2 kilos of that extra weight. The other ones are the metabolic rates. Your body is going to be burning a lot more energy even at rest. So that basal metabolic rate increases by 15 to 20%. And what that means is for your body to be able to create all of these infrastructure for the pregnancy, it is burning a lot of energy. It needs at least 300 to 500 extra calories per day. And especially towards the third trimester, your body is really in hyperdrive. And the last one is the fluid retention. And babies love water. They need that extra fluid, and by the end of pregnancy, it's around 6 to 8 liters of water. It's a huge amount. And that by itself, again, is around 2 to 3 kilos of that extra weight that you gain. Again, this is an important function so that the baby can survive and have enough of the amniotic fluid, has enough of the hydration. So all your hormones like the estrogen signals your kidneys to retain water so that it can give it back to the baby. And that's another reason that you see more swelling in the hands and feet during pregnancy as well. All of these are reasons that you start gaining weight. The baby itself, the placenta, all the hormonal different changes, the metabolic changes that happen, the extra blood flow and blood circulation, the fluid retention, all of these are the natural parts of the pregnancy that your body needs to make sure that the pregnancy is going well. So let's see what the 3 trimesters of pregnancy mean and why are they so important. So pregnancy is divided into 3 trimesters and each of them are roughly 12 to 13 weeks. But it's not just about the times that they separate. They are distinct physiological changes in your body that happen during these 3 trimesters. The first trimester is called the foundation trimester and is between week 1 to week 12. In a way, it's the trickiest because a lot of women don't even know they're pregnant at this trimester. But very interesting things are happening in your body. The fertilized egg gets implanted and the placenta is being formed. The baby's major organs are being developed here. You might not even know that you're pregnant, but your baby's lung, brain, liver, and heart is developing. So that's how interesting it is. There's a lot of dramatic hormone changes at this trimester as well. So one of the important culprits is the HCG hormone that shoots up and puts the whole body in alert. Also, the progesterone shoots up at this trimester too. So it helps make the mother's body ready for all the changes that need to happen. But the baby itself is quite tiny. So even by week 12 is less than the size of a lime. So it's quite tiny yet. Your body doesn't need that many extra calories. It doesn't need extra calories, but it does need more rest because all of that foundation work and infrastructure is being built in your body. The second trimester is called the growth phase. So it's between week 13 to week 26 and it's when the baby starts growing fast, the uterus starts moving up and becoming more visible, the placenta has grown and starts creating its own hormones, your blood volume has started to increase. At this trimester, most women put on around 5 to 7 kilograms extra and it's the time that they realize a lot of changes are happening to their body, from their breast structures changing, their fluid retention is happening, and the shift in their center of gravity. So that pregnancy waddling comes into place around this trimester. And the third trimester is the final one, which is weeks 27 to 40. Your baby is growing really fast. It might double or triple in size at this stage, and you already have more blood volume, you've got a lot more fluid retention. Your body is putting in place all the extra energy stores in preparation for the labor and the breastfeeding afterwards. In this trimester, again, there's around 4 to 6 kilos of extra weight gain, but in this trimester you'll see a lot more fluctuation on the scale. So because of that fluid retention, you might see a big change on the scale from one day to another day. If you're on a healthy BMI, in total it's expected that you'd gain around 10 to 20 kilos extra weight during your whole pregnancy. If you are on a higher BMI, your body already has those extra reserves. So we don't want you to lose weight, we don't want you to restrict weight, but you'll probably put on less weight than being in the healthy BMI. So around 10 kilos would be something that we'd aim for because we don't want to put yourself or the baby at risk. And the other important thing is these are all guidelines and ranges. They might differ person to person. It's really important to have it regularly checked so you know where you are and what's happening. An interesting example from my own first pregnancy was that in my second trimester, from my monthly checkups, I realized that I've put on a lot of weight. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but my doctor checked out and said, let's review what you're eating. And I realized I've increased my milk, so I'm having a lot more milk, but with the milk, I was having 1 or 2 biscuits. So that was an easy 80 to 100 calories extra, which was not needed. So it wasn't a a valuable nutrition that's coming, but an extra calorie that wasn't really helpful. I know that we've covered about nutrition in previous videos. We will cover them later as well. But the key important thing to remember is we want a sustainable and steady nutrition. So not going hungry, not having peaks of sugar especially, and having that healthy snacks that you can aim for throughout the day are important. If I break it down trimester by trimester, the first trimester is more about managing that nausea. Have small meals, make sure that you take the folic acid and go for like mint tea, ginger tea, and have things like toast and crackers just to make sure that you can get through the nausea. For the second trimester, you're gonna need to have a lot more iron in your diet. So go for more meat, lentils, leafy greens, have some vitamin C, because that will help absorb the iron, and also your calcium intake. So you need more calcium, go for omega, go for dairy, the oily fish, and omega can help your baby's brain development. And the third trimester is a lot about preventing constipation happening. So a lot of fiber, a lot of fluid, go for a lot of fruit. Cooked fruit actually can be a good laxative. It helps keep the digestion smooth. Again, smaller, frequent meals. I do want to touch base about alcohol use and smoking as well. You do want to stop it as soon as you realize you're pregnant. There's never a safe dose of alcohol during pregnancy. Anything that you can avoid during pregnancy, please do. So that is safer both for yourself and reduces the risks for the baby. As a recap, the scales during pregnancy are reflecting your body's response to building and sustaining a new human being. Focus on the right nutrition, focus on helping yourself, and be patient. This video is part of our pregnancy series videos. Visit our website and reach out to us for that clinician-led safe advice. Thank you.